Hey y'all, it's Fantasia. Welcome to my channel, Sewing with Tay. Today we're going to talk about threads. I'm not going to keep you long, as they say. I'm not going to keep you long as we talk about threads. I found this really cool key to Gutermann threads. So I'm just going to go through and give y'all a quick rundown on the type of threads that they offer and when you're supposed to use them. I think it's really important to use appropriate thread when sewing. There is all-purpose threads that you can use to sew everything, and I do use those, but there are some specific threads that you can use to enhance your projects. So we just gonna go through Gutermann because theirs is color coded, which I never actually noticed before. I just thought, there were color spools, but the colors mean things. So I'm gonna pop up some pictures, we're gonna talk about it, and that's gonna be it. If that's your cup of tea, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you know when I'm making new videos. But let's get into it. Alright, so the first thread on Gutermann is this one here. It is their sew all thread, and this is what I would call an all-purpose thread. You can sew this with tons of different fabrics, tons of different seams. This doesn't really have limitations in my opinion, and with their description of it, it can be used on all types of fabrics. So this here is your catch-all thread. You can use this on everything. Here is green, and green is my favorite color. This is green, has a green spool, and this is the top stitching thread. This is where I myself am I need to do this more often because I'm always looking for a good top stitch. I'm always looking for something that's going to pop and show, but I rarely buy top stitching thread until I'm oh, I should have just redid all of this with top stitching thread. It is thicker. It has 3 strands together, so it's a little bit more coarser. It's great for decorative seams and details to be shown. So this is top stitching. It comes in a bunch of colors, and it is identified by this green spool. So if you plan on doing anything that needs specific top stitching that you want to be seen and more visible, this is what you're going to use. This thread right here is for extra strong. This tear resistant, it's durable. You're going to use this for stuff that you want to that's going to go through the wringer. This is something where you want to make sure that nothing's going to happen to this seam. I would say you're going to use this with more heavy duty fabrics, things that you need stability in. This is what you're going to use. It's the extra strong, and it has a gray spool. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes, but it has a gray spool, and this is what you're going to use that for. So this is the extra fine thread from Gutermann. It can be used for fine and lightweight fabrics like gauze, even silk, but they do have a silk thread. So if you choose to do silk on silk, you can. But I think this very fine fabric would also work on it. It's for low tension things, but it can be used to sew your entire garment. So back stitching, decorative stitches can also be used using this thread. So this one here I thought was cool. It's called Mariflex. It's an elastic thread that you can use on your machine. And you can use this to elasticate your seams without using a cover stitch or an overlock stitch. And that right there for me was bomb. Because I've done elastic smocking and things, and I've just bought the elastic and wound it on my bobbin specifically. But you can use this to elasticate your seams, which I think is perfect without having to have a whole different machine, a cover stitch or an overlock. I have both machines, and I'm weary to oh, I gotta go thread this whole other machine. So the option that this thread gives you is to be able to continue to use your lock stitch machine but use this Mariflex thread. This is not elastic thread. They do have elastic thread, so this is a little different. The technology is a little different, so I'm super excited. I haven't actually used Mariflex before, but it's on my to-do list for sure. So they have denim and jean thread, and I love this. I made this outfit recently, and I was able to buy the jean thread, and it has a two-tone kind of denim look to it, so I was able to use it, and I did use it for top stitching instead of buying top stitching thread. But I really liked it. It matched my jeans so perfect, and you can use this to sew your entire garment, and you can use it for decorative stitching. It is durable. It gives you that real denim look, and that's one thing I'm weary about with making denim from home, is that I feel a lot of times it looks homemade. So being able to do traditional denim stitching and top stitching that looks like what denim you would buy from a manufacturer, I really like both of these. These I have definitely used, and I like rate them like my number one like love about the Gutermann brand. And they have a little bit of sustainability because you know fashion and apparel and design is one of the hugest like landfill fillers is clothing. So they have some sustainable threads in here that is made with, let me read it, recycled polyester. So they have some recycled polyester thread. They have the top stitch thread that is sustainable, and it's 100% recycled. And it's the raw materials are used from environmentally friendly sewing threads as provided by the recycled PET bottles. So that's super dope. So if you do want top stitching thread and you are sustainable or you prefer to use sustainable practices, they do have options for you. That's real cool. So as a beginner, I would say the things that you need to get would be their sew all thread to sew everything. Get you some basic colors. I'm going to say the top stitching thread. I would also say get that into some basic colors. If you plan on doing anything with denim, the jean thread is amazing. And I would say those would be my top three. It's like a basic sewer, like I'm just trying to get in here and make some stuff to fit myself. That's what I would start with. If you want to get a little bit fancy, try the Marflex. I'm going to try it too because I love a good something with stretch. Stretch is like amazing for new sewists because it gives you the ability for your garments to not have to be so specific to your body size. You have some room for error. So I would definitely test the Mara Flex. Maybe as you get comfortable and you get used to sewing, I would pop the Mara Flex in. It's like the top number one on the second set of threads that you must have as a beginner sewer. But that's all I came with y'all today. I just wanted to share all the options that I saw that a beginner could use, should use. If you have any feedback or you know of some better brands, leave me a comment below and I will get back with you. But until next time, bye. Happy sewing.